We're live, guys. United Sauce and Wingers. I'm Dominic. This is Naji, Sean. We're going to get straight into it. Didn't want to start off like this, but I'm not going to just hide how I'm feeling. I'm not going to be like, oh, whatever. I'm going to get straight into it and tell you how I'm feeling about it. This was a load of rubbish. A load of rubbish. I kind of want to take back all my Man United shirts I've got over the years, because if the players aren't fit to wear the shirt, why have I got one? Why have I got one? It's absolutely pointless. We're going to talk about the game and figure out why we lost. We also need to make sure that we don't let this little mini comeback delude us and make us think that, oh, okay, end up okay, we nearly came back. Forget that. We lost this in the first half. It makes no difference what happened in that second half. We lost it in the first half. We're going to break this down. So subscribe to the channel on YouTube. I'm Dominic, this is Naji, and Sean again. We're avid United fans, and we're going to tell you as it is, a different perspective, and we're going to keep it 100% real. So let's go straight into it. Look, I've been looking at this game, and I know where it went wrong for me, okay? And I've been on Twitter a lot. I've seen a lot of people vent their frustrations about the game. And I was watching it, and I was thinking to myself, what are we doing? Where did it go wrong? Was it team mentality? Was it the defense? Was it the players being nervous? Was it the formation? Was it Ole? Was it the backdrop of the Pogba fiasco? There's so much we need to talk about, and we want to hear from you, because you are the fans just like us. We just want to help you vent that and get it off your chest, and look forward to Europa nights. Thursday nights. Honestly, I can't believe it. Look, Naji, tell me how you're feeling, first of all, about that we're now with Arsenal in Europa League.
I am... Yeah, he's that pissed, man. He's that pissed.
He's that angry.
I am vexed.
Yeah, he seems very vexed because he's just frozen. Sean,
So why are you having two slow Rosses in that mid? It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense.
Naji,
if you're having...
Naji,
no,
start again, bro. You were frozen. You were frozen.
Yeah,
you were frozen. Start again.
Sorry, guys. I'm just saying, yeah, I'm fuming, yeah. And if you're starting with a 5, you're going to sacrifice your midfield. I'm blessed if you want to sacrifice your midfield, but don't put two players who are incompetent together and are slow as hell and cannot pass forward, and one's only got 1 foot. Matic has left leg and only a left leg. Watch him. Watch that player. He has 1 foot the whole game. That's all he does. Cannot pass with his rotted right foot. I've been saying it since 2019. Get a new CDM. I've been saying it from time. Do not at me, because I've been saying it from time. Matic is not good enough for this team, bro. And then you've got McTominay, who wants to pass sideways. The amount of times I'm screaming, saying, pass down the middle, go down the middle. What's he doing? Roundabouts, back to Maguire. What does Maguire do? Stutter, goes to Bissaka. What's Bissaka do? Stutter on the ball. He's rubbish on the ball. If you're playing Leipzig and you battered them 5-0, playing a diamond, you stick with that formation, because that's the formation that Leipzig struggled against. You do not alter to go and get a point. If you're playing a back 5, at least play players that can get the ball from out of defense going forward, who have 2 feet. It's as simple as that. Ole got it wrong from that moment, from that formation, into the game. From the game, Bissaka, your warning sign was there from that bar-led Man City youth. Yeah? Your warning sign was there. Okay, now we'll talk about the player now. That's not Ole's fault. That's a clear defensive error from Bissaka. He allowed him to do it 3 times in a row, and 3 times he scored, 1 was offside. Absolute shambles. When I say shambles, that is the highest level of shambolic behavior and performance you'll ever see. I've been saying it, and I've been trying to keep quiet because so many people have been gassing Bissaka. I've been saying I've got no issue with him tackling. No issue. But his awareness, his heading of the ball, I mean, when was the second half? He's heading the ball in defense. An experienced player heads the ball out for a throw-in. You do not jump up in the air and donkey kick on your head and let the ball go up.
You're not Hernandez.
He's not good enough on the ball. Now I'm not. This isn't a Slate Bissaka show, and everyone else can land. But I don't get this off my chest, bro. Yeah, Bissaka should not be on that pitch doing those things over and over again. If that is literally like when Rashford's going through and he's making the wrong decision 3 times in a row to give off the ball. You end up taking him off. You take Martial off for not scoring. Take him off for not defending correctly. Fosu Mensah is a much better player on the ball going forward. Bissaka, he's only got 1 foot. I vividly remember the ball coming back to him in a tight square spot, square space. All he had to do is use his left.
AJ, you're cutting out, man. He's angry. His internet connection not having it, man. Look,
Hey,
let me read out
sorry.
a few comments.
It's
Let me
gone.
read out a few comments because we've got to let him do it. AJ, your internet cut out. I think it got
Sorry.
angry like you, man. It's all good. Let me just read out a few comments because this is all about the fans and venting it. Look, this is a place to vent, right? Arteta is so happy, course he is. Now the feeling in the newspaper is not about him. We all look. People are saying Ollie out, and you've got a right to. How do we
calm
start?
down.
How do we
calm
start
down,
five at the back?
Calm down.
How do we start five at the back with 2 holding midfielders? I'm done. And nice to have you back, Malvin. We're just literally going on this guy. Look, Malvin saying here, Man United is dead. I swear, Sir Alex Ferguson must come back. I wish, mate. You got Quicks going, what's on, man? Nagelsmann adjusted, and Ollie does not know how to adjust. Ollie out. Look,
He didn't even need to adjust, bro. The guy didn't need to adjust. You just need to play back 4. He needs to play his back 4 because the moment he played the back 4 with players who could play for the middle, Leipzig were shitting themselves. And they were shitting themselves at 2-0 up and 3-0 up. Just let that sink in. They were shitting themselves at 2-0 up and 3-0 up. Yeah? That's because that diamond, they didn't know how to handle it. And I'll be honest, no matter what big chat Leipzig manager wants to have, he wouldn't have handled it. Because he couldn't deal with it then, he's not going to deal with it now. Because the players will remember how it feels when you're in a position where you're struggling and feeling like, the pressure's on. And when the pressure's on, mindset switches. You're no longer a bad man. You're a case of, you need to deal with this formation. And they wouldn't have dealt with it. And they didn't until the end. It's a load of rubbish. Load of rubbish.
Sean, Deji's saying that the diamond made a difference in the second half. And I have to agree with him. As soon as we changed it and went away from the back 5, we were dominant. We were playing football. We were creating chances. Who's that come down to, man? Because I've got a few thoughts and feelings, but I need to digest, man. Who's it come down to?
Yeah, no, there's no doubt about it. We were better second half. There's no doubt about it when we brought on Van der Beek and we switched the formation, and we were dominant from start to finish. So I think obviously they'd already kind of done the job. So I think there's an element of that. But like I said, we were more dominant when we switched the formation. I think it's all well and good looking at the in-game changes, the personnel, the formations, the tactics, the shape, and we can pick the bones out of that till we're blue in the face. But fundamentally, I'm going to look at the bigger picture on this one, because no matter what formation we're playing, no matter what players are on the pitch, no matter what shape we're doing, there seems to be a repeating theme that we can't start football matches. Even the games that we're winning. We can't start football matches.
And who's that?
First 10, 15 minutes, we're coming down every single match, regardless of the shape, regardless of the form, regardless of the matches. Now, that's a great question. We'll come on to that. So, but I want to put the focus on that because, like I said, it's all well and good picking the bones out. Ollie should have done this. Ollie should have done that. Why are we conceding goals in the first 10 minutes of matches every single game? Why? That is where I think the mentality problem needs to be looked at. There's a mentality problem with the players, with the team, and I feel that's where the attention needs to be going. I think that's the bigger picture here. We can look at the granular details of tactics and all of that, but there's a much bigger issue at play here, and I think it comes down to leadership. And I think on the field, I've got to look at our captain, because I'm looking at Maguire and his reaction when those goals are going in. He's got his hands on his head. He's got his hands on the floor.
Don't like it, man.
He's got all of this. That is not leadership.
No.
That is not a sign of a strong-minded leader. Can you ever see Roy Keane doing that and have his head down when we concede a goal? He's roasting, man.
Sean, did you see him in his interview?
I haven't seen it yet, no.
Yeah, well, after this, have a little look, because just whilst on the Maguire thing, I was going to give it to you quickly. He was asked about the poor defending, yeah? He stuttered and was like, I don't think it's fair that we talk about defense, because you're talking about the world's best front three, and I'm thinking, bro, your defense was rubbish. Sort it out.
Is he having a laugh? Is he having a laugh?
You'll see it, but carry on, because we're on the game.
Yeah.
See that.
Yeah. No, that's relevant. That is relevant, because that epitomizes the next thing that I was going to say. So I think the leadership, and I think the bottom line is, and this is the most worrying thing for me, and it's been apparent all season, and even apparent to the back end of last season, that we spent 85 million on Harry Maguire,
90 million
on Wan-Bissaka. So coming up to 150 million on that defense, 30 million on Lindelof, 30 million on Bailly. The bottom line is our defense is not good enough to win any kind of trophies right now.
Fact.
And it's showing up at the very highest level. We're getting caught out at the highest level. And that is a worrying thing when you think the amount of building that we've put into that defense. And the bottom line, it's not good enough.
Honestly, I'll be honest with you, right? I want to make sure we get the comments in because we are the fans, and I want this to be a platform where people can vent and we could talk about it and understand. We've got Paulie saying here, tracking back today, we had 5 at the back, but the CDMs didn't even come back to help out and literally had 5 at the back. Honestly, I still don't get it how we have 5 at the back.
Matic was finding his walking stick, bro.
Honestly, I don't get it. Cyberpunk's here saying this defense, man, it is so crap. We can't win anything to defense. Just like you said, Sean, we're gonna. Ankit saying tomorrow we're gonna join. They can join us in Europa. I can't. He's also talking about Poch, where we can talk about Poch a bit later. Again, same thing you're saying, Sean. 80 million on the fridge. JW saying that surely you guys are Ollie out. I know you're not, Sean.
No.
I know you said before, Neji, that you're not Ollie out. You're not Ollie in. You're Ollie for the real rebuild. I don't know where you stand on that.
Correct.
But when it comes to that second, he's gone. These players are mentally weak. We've got another one. These players are mentally weak.
I'm predominantly Ollie in, but if...
Oh, sorry, you just cut out a little bit, bro. I'll come back to you. And these players, Ollie's same as well as a back 5, 2D's TM. Everybody's saying about the CDMs is, honestly, I can't take this.
Dom, just on that, on the CDMs, right? And again, this is what the only reason we're playing 2 CDMs is because Ollie is trying to protect the shitty, sorry for my language, the shitty defense that we've got. Yeah. And it's affecting the whole team. That's the only reason. So again, it's coming back to that defense. And last season, I was putting a lot of the heat on Lindelof, but what I'm realizing now is that the whole defense is shambolic. It's not.
Sure. This defense, right? Look, I want to be happy with what we've done in terms of investing in our club, right? But the way we invest is shambolic, man. I'm sorry. If someone else bought Harry Maguire, it would never have been for 90 million. The whole world is laughing at us. They're laughing at us. They sold Harry Maguire for 90 million, then got that Kojenku, whatever his name is. He's just filled in easy at Leicester. He's injured now. Now they're playing rubbish. Why is it every time Manchester United get involved, we get absolutely bent over? We get bent over, pay this, pay that.
Waste, man, bro.
Honestly, we get bent over every single time. We can't just be a situation where actually this is what the player's worth, pay that, and let's shake our hands. We always get absolutely... I don't know where it is. You've got people saying Ollie out here. Quex is saying how the leadership stats from the top down. Who picked Maguire? Oh, you know what? That's so important. Who picked Maguire to be captain? Because I do not see a captain. Don't see him.
No, I'll be honest, bro. On that captain thing, I think at that time when he was there, he was the most obvious person to pick just because he's a centre back, big, and he'd had a couple of good games for it. And defensively, we were, although the stats, I mean, I was cussing defense last season even though the stats looked like we had clean sheets, it was shaking. We're very lucky. So at that time, it was right. But I think if Ollie was to change it now, he would.
I agree with you, Neji. At the time, I feel like, and I think to me, that was the right decision to make Maguire captain at that time because he was flirting with De Gea and then De Gea came out with the comments and it got stripped. But I think what that shows, that just highlights how weak mentality the rest of the team is when Ollie has got to make Maguire the leader of those men. He is not a leader of men. He's not a leader,
bro. He's not
a leader of men.
He's not a leader of men. He's not a leader. He should just be sitting there. You know what? I'd rather him play CDM, bro, because the amount of times he's actually just to run from centre back, come into CDM just to head the ball away and not track back because he's so slow, bro. I'd rather him just be a CDM. I'd rather that than play Twanzebe because I'm sick to death of seeing Lindelof and Maguire. And this is where I get in on Ollie. Ollie is a rookie, and he is now. He is a rookie in so many areas of the game, and he has to be accountable for certain things. Not every loss, because the players ultimately have to do a job. Bissaka, I'm guaranteed now, and when we played a back 5, I've never seen Bissaka hold Lindelof's hand like he did today. That is not Ollie, and that's where the goals came in. That's where the pressure come in. That is a fact. So we'll not get on top of Ollie for that. However, if you're playing a back 5, at least play Van de Beek, because when you get the ball in that little hole in front of your back 3 or back 7, whatever you want, you need to play that ball forward. And Matic and McTominay cannot do it. They cannot do it.
Do you know what it was? Do you know what it was, Nadie? And I agree with you. I think Van de Beek should have started. But I also have to look at the stats, and I feel like Ole knows that that Leipzig team, they run a hell of a lot. They do. You know, even for example, with Matic and McTominay, they cover the ground. People think Matic is old and he doesn't get across the pitch. But if you look at the stats, BT Sport have got this new app. You can see who ran the most in the first half. Matic ran more than McTominay. He was up there in terms of distance covered. So I feel like
I would have left Matic on for the record.
I feel as though Ole was going for the legs, and he didn't want us to get outrun for the most part of that game. Even though they still outrun us by like 5 or 6K, it didn't work. But I think that was his thinking in playing the midfield that he did.
But Sean, surely if you're doing an interview before the game and a reporter's asking you, you just need a point, and you're coming out there saying, no, we never go for the points, and it's in our DNA or whatever to go for the win. You don't play defensive-minded midfield. You play one. You'd play one in a diamond with 4 at the back. So why are you playing 2 with 5 at the back? Makes no sense. It makes no sense. When you got those two, it does when you got those 2 clowns. When you got those 2 clowns at centre back. But this is my point. If you're beating Leipzig with 4 players, 2 centre backs, and 1 CDM in a diamond in Matic, that shows against Leipzig that is enough to shit them up. So when you're playing 5 at the back, and then you're playing 2 CDMs, McTominay's even a CDM, just a defensive midfielder, because he can't go forward. So if you're playing 2 CDMs with a back 5,
it's embarrassing.
That's 7 defenders.
You're saying honestly, look, just before we carry on, look, guys, thank you for tuning in.
Bro. I hear you.
If you're new, don't forget to subscribe to United Source and Wingers. We're going to be bringing loads of content and just giving you a platform just to vent your feelings and tell the truth. This is not for any loads of views and loads of different things. This is just people just wanting to talk about football, real football, and just get it out. Look, there's loads of people talking. Look, Cyberpunk said that we have a Ferrari in the front line and Ford Figo on defense. That's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I've got some people saying Ole in. I don't know if they're trolling. I'm not saying Ole in or Ali out, but I don't know. Like Paulie's agreeing with you, Neji, saying the 2 CDMs didn't track back. It's true. We've got some people having a laugh saying good luck in Europa League. You know what? We deserve that. I'm not even going to say.
Why are you on this channel, mate?
No, because I'll go on ATV when Arsenal lose. So I get it. I get it, mate. We deserve where we are right now, but it still hurts. Look, we're in a situation right now where JW's actually said Pogba should have started. And I want to just go into this just for a minute here, because for me, right, I said that Pogba was going to have some involvement in this game in the stream yesterday when we were doing the.
You said he was going to start.
I said he was even, but he had involvement. I said he might not start, but he had involvement, right?
You said he was going to start, Dom. We had a bet. It's on record.
So Pogba said, right?
Get away with that one.
Pogba said, right, that all this stupid stuff around what he's doing. Okay, I don't want to talk about it. I vented it. If you want to know what we did, check out the video we did yesterday where we completely vented for about 40 minutes about Pogba. I let rip. But for now, he had to say he improved the game. And Ole at the beginning of the game said, look, I chose my starting lineup for this game before the West Ham game. He said it. Like, it has no bearing on this. I don't believe him for a second. I don't believe him for a second because Ole is ruthless. He will lie through his teeth. He did not start Pogba, and I think he was going to start Pogba. I think he was going to start Pogba because he knew that Pogba was on form, that Pogba rises for the big games, but he couldn't do that. So we had to go in the middle, all right? If we started in I actually think that might have changed the formation we started with as well. If we actually started Pogba, he wouldn't have started Pogba as a 5-3-2, whatever you talk about. He would have played an attacking team. For me, we are back in the Europa League on Thursday nights because of what happened in Istanbul with Dembaba, because we have an awful defense. It's basically a door wide open. You know, in America, they don't shut their doors, they don't lock it. In England, we've got 3 double locks, right? They're literally just the door you walk through. We lost because of our Ole's tactics were terrible. Didn't change it after 45 minutes. The players were nervous when they were playing ball. That first 15 minutes, Leipzig were playing like it was a flicking, 5-a-side, and you're playing against, the year above you or something.
They couldn't believe that. Look.
And he didn't change it for 45 minutes. If that was Jose, don't like speaking his name, Jose would have changed that after 20 minutes. I've seen Jose take off a player straight away when he's not playing good. Ndombele is a perfect guinea pig. He took that boy off so fast when he weren't playing. And look what Ndombele is doing now. I'm not saying Jose is a better manager. Well, you know he is in terms of experience. But Ole got it wrong today, man. He got it wrong.
Nah, man.
He got it wrong. And I know, Sean, you're very, very much an Ole fanboy. You got a T-shirt of him. I know that. But for me, regardless if it's Ole or any other manager, I'm looking at that manager to manage this team, get them up for it, take away that nervousness, make sure that he's looking at the game and doing what's right for the team. Regardless if it's Ole or any other manager, the manager got it wrong today. So you tell me now, Neji, right?
Can I just... Okay.
Go on, Sean.
Go to Neji. No, go to Neji.
Neji, I want to know, right? Because people are talking about defense and where it went wrong. Oh, he's frozen again. Sean, I'll come to you.
Yeah, I want to say, Dom.
It just keeps cutting now.
Can we first of all give some credit to Leipzig? They're top of the Bundesliga, Champions League semi-finalists last season. They are no mugs. Yeah, we beat them 5-0 at Old Trafford, but everyone knows, Dom, you were here on the same channel saying that was not a 5-0 game at the time. So now you have to own that and respect that, right? They are not a mug team.
No,
okay?
I'm going to say that, but we can beat them.
At the weekend against Bayern Munich, they were like, stoppage time away from turning over the team that everyone says is the best team in Europe. They've won 7 games on the bounce at home. They're unbeaten, right? This game here was never going to be a game that you're going to go and turn up there and it's going to be an easy game to win. In fact, the odds of us losing this game is probably more in chance of us losing it than getting any kind of result based on everything that I've just said. Therefore, I believe again, this is not where we lost this game is not where we lost the group. This is not where we got eliminated. I feel like at the start of the group, you can go to Leipzig and you could lose that. If we did our job correctly, other fixtures, this is probably arguably our second or first hardest fixture, probably harder than PSG. I believe where we lost this group and where the mistakes were made is where you've referenced, right? Turkey, Başakşehir. But I would also say, and again, it's easy in hindsight, but the game against PSG at home, I feel that we lost it, man, because at home against PSG, we only needed a point and we're qualified, right? And I feel Ole is my guy, and I always say we should go out to win every game. But if you're talking about tactics, and if you're talking about Jose, and you're talking about playing for a result, even in Sir Alex's day, I believe that he would have had the experience, and I feel Ole will learn from this experience, to know that we go into that game against PSG at Old Trafford, and we just don't lose it, right? Because we know going into Leipzig at the end, it's a tough ask. So you play for the result, and you make sure you get the result, no matter what, against PSG, and your job's done. And I feel like that, as well as the Turkey game, is where it was really lost tonight. Because a 3-2 loss to Leipzig away is an acceptable result.
I'll be honest with you, Sean. Before we just come to AG, that wasn't a 3-2 loss. I know it was on paper, but come on, two goals in the last minute. They could have been up 4-0 in the first half. I can't sit here and say, yeah, we only lost 3-2 because that's too easy. That's just saying, it was a comeback. I'm sorry.
We created more chances than them. Look at the statistics. We out-possession them. We had more chances than them. They had two shots. They were very clinical, and they took their chances. It was like Spurs against Arsenal the other night. 2 chances, 2 goals. That's it. They had one that was disallowed, but it was offside.
That's all they needed.
It was offside, but yeah, it is all they needed. But what I'm saying is, Mason should have scored that chance. I'm sure 90% when he's in the first 10 minutes, he's gone through on his left foot, tame finished. He should be banging that, right? Those are the fine margins. He bangs that, it's a different story. Bruno hits the crossbar, right? That's again fine margins, and we peppered them for the whole of the second half. All I'm saying is, what I'm trying to emphasize is, in the same token that Dom is saying, okay, it's not a 3-2 game. I'm actually looking at it and saying, well, do you know what? On the balance of all the chances and the actual balance of play, there wasn't nothing in it. apart from the first 20 minutes.
I'm sorry, man. I can't have that, Sean. Nate, I'm gonna come to you in a second.
Oh, did they dominate us?
No way.
Did they dominate us, Dom?
There's no
did they
way.
Dominate us?
Sean, there's no way you can say to me there was nothing.
Did they dominate us?
They could have been. Yes, they did. In the first half, they
dominated us.
Yes, they did. 100%.
And in the second half, who dominated?
We dominated because we changed it up. Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
But Sean, the difference is in the first half,
it's a game of two halves.
They took their chances, and that's what makes a difference. They could have been up 4-0, right? They took half of their chances.
I'm going to just slip in. If it's the other way around, we went to Leipzig and we scored 2 goals first because we put the pressure on and we sorted it out from early and we didn't make those ridiculous mistakes, then they're chasing the game. When you're chasing the game, you're going to have every little chance and challenge you get. They do not need to go and push higher and play Leipzig football.
There you go.
It's the manner in which we're getting these chances. The game was lost in the first half. They won it in the first half. That is it. That's the only stats that matter. You can have 50 shots on target to make it look good at the end. Overall, when you look at that performance, you will easily highlight and go, Bissaka messed up for the chance he should have had. You've put the team under pressure. I started to say it last time when we played against Southampton. Was it Southampton? PSG, sorry.
Yeah.
Everyone let Rashford off the hook. And I don't know if you went, because obviously Sean missed the first 10. I don't know if you saw the highlights. When I said to you, check who planted the seed. I always say whoever plants the seed deserves the most credit, positive or negative. Yeah? PSG, going back a couple of games, Rashford received a beautiful ball from Martial. He drifts wide. He gets bullied like he wasn't there. Then from that moment, they scored the goal because he didn't even track back. He put his head down, jogged, right? Then he set the precedent for that game. We concede early, 1-0. From there, the game switches. So Ollie's forced to have to do something different.
That's it.
This is the issue over and over and over.
We never win on our own right, do we? We never win. We have to always be in the back foot. We have to always be like, oh, gosh, we'll come back. In our last 3 Premier League games, we've gone down. That's not a coincidence.
Why is it that Ollie's always having to react to an issue in games to win games? That is the problem.
Yeah,
because he's in charge of a bunch of weak-minded praps who can't start the game properly.
And that comes down to the players. He can set up any way, which way he wants, as you said. Whatever formation, he can set it up. But his changes, his in-game management is having to be sharper and sharper because the lack of the lack of intelligence, the incompetence of these players doing the basics. I've got a fullback who can't use his. I've got a fullback who can't use his left foot and is there stuttering when making passes. I've got a CDM, the only one in the club. Don't care what you say about Fraser, not a CDM. Okay,
no, he's not a CDM. No one's saying that.
CDM who I've been screaming for 18 months that needs replacing because he's only got 1 foot and he's getting older. Meaning he can't pass the ball out to the right. He has to pass to the left most times. For that perfect ball to get put into midfield and onwards, and we have a counter attack. He's the only person that plays with his left foot. On the right, he goes back to Lindelof. Lindelof goes to Bissaka.
So annoying.
Watch it. It's every time.
Yeah,
and then you've got a centre midfielder in McTominay who can't even do the basics, such as make a 5-yard pass when we need it the most. That's where Van der Beek should come in. Ollie got it wrong by leaving McSauce. I don't even call him McSauce, bro.
He's not McSauce.
Basic. He's
Matt Flurry. Matt Flurry.
Bro.
Bread, man.
Basic. He's just the ice cream, bro.
Yeah, you know, and the ice cream melts.
He's not even a screwball. He's a screwball without the bubble gum in.
You know when the ice cream melts and you just drink it a little bit, you're like, it's disgusting. Take it.
He favours them man that would drink it, and he deserves to go to somewhere like Watford and just finish out his career like Tom Cleverley. Because for me, bro, I cannot have a manager picking McTominay and Matic in that team, knowing that you need to counter. If you need to counter, you need a ball player who can hold the ball, first and foremost, distribute it. And I know Sean likes stats, so Van der Beek is your guy who's got the best in that 8 position so far this season. I know he hasn't played there often, but when he has played, every time he's played, he's had the best stats regarding ball retention and distribution in the final third going forward. McTominay going backwards and sideways. That second half, Bruno was like, give it me, give it me, give it me, give it me. I'm there saying, pass it, pass it. He has a look. He looks at the pass and goes, okay, now let's go there. Goes to Lindelof. Luke Shaw, I'm not letting him off either. Because I know we come off the pitch, but the amount of times that I've even screen recorded it, yeah? If people want to get on me, go for it. I've screen recorded it and taken videos. My man has the ball, pass it, Matic is open. Yeah? All it takes is right foot, pop it round the side, back into midfield. He goes backwards.
Yeah, he always goes backwards.
Luke Shaw was going backwards 24/7 in that role. I don't care whether he's a left side, plays left back or in a centre back. You make the ball go forward. You make the ball go forward.
Look, we say it all the time. We all say it all the time, maybe. I just got to highlight this, that Paulie has said that Sean's tired from AFTV. That's got to stick, man, because you do.
Who that? I don't know who that is.
Oh, mate, I'll show you a video afterwards because Ty is deluded, man.
You got to do your research now.
Oh, boy. I got to research that. Who's that from Paulie? He comes on the show regular as well. I'll get back to you next week, brother.
That is, no.
You're running off next week, bro. I swear.
I feel like I'm not doing a player ratings because no player needs any ratings for this game. I felt like Bruno was off it. I felt, even though he always scores a penalty, we know that, but Bruno was off it. He weren't playing his best. Rashford weren't playing his best. We didn't have Martial. We didn't have Cavani. The defense was just completely dire. De Gea he couldn't really save most of the goals because they were right in front of him.
No, couldn't save anything.
Scott McTominay, McFlurry. Honestly, I just don't see a position for him in his first starting lineup. I've got no disrespect for the guy. I'm sure he's got a lovely family, goes for walks in the park, all good. But when we're playing football for Manchester United, you're not good enough. You are not good enough, and you need to improve. Go and improve. Watch, play. But right now, you're not going to help us get to anywhere because next week we're going to Europa League. Okay, we're playing Europa League football on Thursday night.
Can we even get Arsenal? Can we get them?
Honestly, I think Real Madrid might be there as well. Will Real Madrid be in Europa League with us? I don't know.
Oh, that would be jokes because Pogba would be like,
guys, I don't want to talk about Europa League. Can we not go there yet?
Don't run away
from it. Can we not go there yet, man?
We have to face it, bro.
Nah.
We are Manchester United of the Europa League. You know how much effort we put in last season, Sean, so we can get Champions League? That race we did when we beat Leicester, we were like, yes, we're out of it before we've even said hello. We're out of it. And the worst thing that I feel like all the Manchester United fans are saying, like, because you are us, right? We all love Manchester United. Our blood is red, literally, right? We know that we could have got through this group. We know we could have got through this group. We lost to Istanbul in an awful way. Awful way. We went down to PSG, beat us when we could have beat them. We know we could have beat them if we were more clinical with our chances. Here, we didn't turn up for the first half. Ole didn't make a change. He got caught in like a rabbit in headlights, didn't know what to do. He was out there. I just saw him go, hey, you go over there. Oh, pass the ball quicker. Pass the ball quicker. What's that?
He's right. He's right. They have to pass the ball bloody quicker.
He wasn't
Ty, listen to me. Ty, you got to listen to me. I'm not talking about just playing the ball quicker.
Nah, listen. They got to pass the ball quicker.
No.
Straight up.
Do you think that these Premier League professional footballers don't think they've got to pass the ball quicker? What's that going to do?
Do you think they know how these Premier League players have to mark their wingers?
They're not even Premier League players, bro. I'm not even caught. I'm half of these aren't Premier League players.
Listen, these players. Yeah, these players are whack, and the players have got to stand up. Ole cannot be teaching Wan-Bissaka on £125,000 or whatever he's on to track a fullback. I'm sorry.
So you're not telling me. So Sean, you're not telling me that Guardiola, Klopp,
Nate G. Does Ole needs to tell him that? That is basic football.
This is my point, Sean. If he's playing a back four, I could give Bissaka a bit of leeway and go, you know what? Because I know you've got to even look at the centre back and you're gonna end up pushing out quite a little bit late just to make sure behind you's blessed. I understand that. You played a back five, so Sean is bang on right. Bissaka messed that up. He planted the seed and messed the whole team up. You watch
That's
that
what I'm saying, Dom.
He messed it up.
Yeah.
Ole team
the first 3 minutes.
fine, but let's be honest, that team was still good enough to move forward
to get the job done.
To get the job, I'm not even going to distribute that. Which is why I didn't say nothing. However, at least get to 20, 25 minutes and see how the game feels.
Is what I'm saying.
So Ole can go, right, I really want to go for a goal here because there's going to be a thing. Don't concede dead goals because you can't do your job.
Do your basic job.
Because
and this is the bigger picture.
Ole's then having to react, bro. He's having to react.
This is what I'm saying, right? Look, I know what you're saying, Sean, that the players need to know what to do, but what's the point in having a manager then? It's not just to pick the team sheet and just say, "All right, hello, you're my 11, go and have a good time." You've got Pep on the sideline. Klopp never sits down. He's on the sideline trying to help his team because they can see more of the pitch. It's a fact. What's the point in having a manager otherwise?
But
One second. What I'm trying to say to you is that with this team, the players were on the pitch to do it, but Ole got it wrong in terms of the preparation, in terms of the formation, in terms of the mentality. For me, right, people always say that Ole says, go out and just do what you can do. He's not doing that. He's not saying, oh, just freestyle football. That's a bit of a joke. He's not doing that. But what he's not doing, what he seems to be doing is not having that true belief, instilling in those players that we need to win this game. For me, I don't even need to see his press conferences. No, he'll be like, well, it was a game of two halves, and I don't even know. I start to sound Irish. I don't know what's going on. But he'll do one of those things.
What accent was that, man?
I don't know.
Listen,
he'll do one of those things where, look, it was a game of fine margins. We could have won the game, but the goals really hurt us in the first half. But we'll learn from this. We'll be stronger. Let's look forward to Man City, and we move on. Are you having a laugh?
I'll be honest, Dom. Yeah, you're so right, bro. And let's be honest. This is what I was trying to say before we started the live stream to Sean. Ole is one of many factors. The things that Ole got wrong were clearly his formation. Yeah, we're not going to blame him for the goals. That's a different topic. But his formation, first and foremost, before the balls kicked off, he got it wrong. Okay? And he's proven that. Secondly, after Bissaka has made that mistake, he should be on that touchline shouting his bomber wall off at my man, bro. Pulling out his dreads and saying, listen, take out your headbands, let your dreads down, do a job.
It's true.
Get serious. He should go on that touchline and saying, don't let me see you do that again.
Yeah.
Cover that man.
No one went to win it.
We're 100. I can put it into seconds. We are 140 seconds into a game. He should be on that pitch.
So I tell you what.
Don't.
So tell you what, Nadie. Where's the captain? Why isn't Maguire doing that job? He's on the pitch seeing that.
But this is what I'm trying to say, bro.
So I'm saying that's not Ole's job to do that.
No,
that's not Ole's job to come and do that on the pitch. You can't say it's not Ole. That's the captain's job, man.
No. It's not one or the other. It is both. You had a manager, Sir Alex Ferguson, drilling certain man, and you had Roy Keane going, listen, fuck up the idea.
On the pitch.
You've got your manager and your captain. It's not one or the other. So Ole should be doing it and your captain. I'm not having that. I'm sorry, Sean. It's got to be. I'm saying,
and there's different styles of management, right? Not every manager is going to be your Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp running up and down like headless madmen on the touchline. Some managers like your Sam Allardyce. Do you remember? I remember Sam Allardyce. He always used to say, "I watch the game better in the stands," and he always used to be in the stands with his microphone on, talking downstairs because he can see the whole pitch. He gets a better vantage point to see what's going on. So I'm saying that if you look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer again, he's from the old school.
Yeah, but
he had leaders on the pitch. So his management style
he did not have leaders on the pitch.
He did have leaders on the pitch. When he played for Man United, we had leaders on the pitch. When he was playing.
Yeah, when he was playing.
So I'm saying,
but this is my point.
When he was playing, he's used to that, right? He's used to having those leaders on the pitch. Clearly, he's brought that to his management style. His management style, you see him, he's got his legs crossed, he's sat back there for the whole game, which is little bloody iPad, and he's not doing any shit. I've seen him maybe very rarely who comes down to the touchline, right? I'm not saying that's right or wrong. No. I believe there's different styles of management. I believe you've got to give your players responsibility. Players have to have responsibility on the pitch to do the basics, right? And it's not even. I'm not even saying it's rocket science.
It's both.
I'm saying, and that's your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion. That's your opinion. It's not factual. It's not factual when you got Sam Allardyce sitting in the stands.
Your words.
Sitting in the stands.
I'm not going to use your words. You've just said when he was playing, he had leaders on the pitch, and he also had a manager, as we've all just agreed, which is fact, who did the same thing. So we have just established that it is a two-way thing. It is the captain and the manager. And that manager in this game, in the second half, wasn't just sitting there with his legs crossed. He was on the pitch. He even tried to throw the ball. When the ball went out for a throw-in, he even tried to get a ball. So I'm not having it. When you talk about Sam Allardyce, he's not a big-time manager. When you look at your top managers...
Neither is Ole, though.
What? But that's what I'm trying to say. When you look at your top managers at the top teams, your managers are on that touchline making sure because there's more pressure. At Bolton, there's no pressure. At Newcastle, there's no pressure. At Manchester United, you need to be on that pitch. So I'm not saying it's only Ole, but I'm not letting him be an exempt because he needs to be on that pitch talking to even his captain. He needs to be talking to Bissaka, and he needs to be showing that leadership. He's not a leader on the pitch as a manager, and he wasn't as a player.
Look,
fair enough.
For me, right? Look, we look at these players, okay, and we can go around the houses for a long time talking about all the different problems we have, right? But for me, it comes down to simply we are not set up to succeed. And I'll say that again: we are not set up to succeed. We are not going to win the Premier League. And I said to myself earlier, I said, you know what? Because the league's so crazy, you never know, we might have a chance. We are too erratic. You do not know what Manchester United is going to turn up. You don't. Regardless of what's happening, we do not have a game plan. We change our lineup every single game. We change our strategy and our formation every single game. No one knows if we're playing 5 or 4 or 3 or diamond or 4-2-3-1. No one has a clue what we're doing. And the worst thing, I feel like Ole, sometimes, look, I'm not saying I'm Ole out because I'm not. It's bigger than that. It's not just, Ole out, see you later. Another manager will help us and we'll win. No way. It goes bigger than that. We need the whole structure to change. We need a DOF. We need players that actually care about this club and not just, whatever, if we lose, we lose. Some of these players don't care if we lose. I can name some players. They do not care if we lose a game. There's people that probably go on Instagram and say, let me go and take out $1 million out of a cash point. Do you know what I mean? Some of these players do not care. The identity of Manchester United is fading away.
I think it's faded. It's done. And I'm not and if we're being really honest with ourselves, honest with ourselves and yourself, it is genuinely in a position where we are hoping that our name is there. We're not having faith. I mean, there's always a difference between faith and hope. When you hope, it's like you can't see any way out. You're just hoping something happens. When you have faith, you can see many factors that give you proper belief. We're not in the faith no more.
AG, are we worse than Arsenal with the resources we have? With the resources we have and the money we spent, are we actually worse than Arsenal? I'm being serious. Are we worse?
In my opinion, in your asking, I would say no, because you can have the best resources, but that's like saying get an elephant to climb a tree and get a shark to climb a tree. Put the shark in water, see what happens. And to make that more simple, if you've got the resources, but you've got a flipping idiots who can't use them, i.e. Ed Woodward, i.e. Matt Judge, i.e. the Glazers, who are basically a shark climbing trees, but they're trying to run off to the water with the branches to go feed family. Ultimately, regardless of what happens, this team is not going to get any better. It's as simple as that. You can talk about manager, you can talk about anything. I know a lot of people are saying Ole out because they want to go and change style of football. And if you want to sacrifice this manager for style of football, I'll tell you exactly what you're losing out on. You're losing the ability and the chance to actually rebuild the team properly and give it a foundation that has been missing, an identity.
It's true.
That is the only thing you're missing. And if you are an Ole out, which you're more than welcome to have, all you're doing is going short-term glory. We've tried short-term glory with Jose Mourinho, and we've tried it with LVG. We need to rebuild this team. If you want to have long-lasting success like we used to, then we need a foundation, and that takes time.
Get the manager.
Look at Klopp. Go look at Klopp and look at the resources he had. He now has only 2 players from that team he first started with. He used to have man like Barini and Shelby and them, man, He's got rid, and the board have acted on his command. When Ole wants to do something, he has shown that he knows the right type of personalities to bring into the team. We can't take that away from him. He clearly shows he's got the ability to rebuild. Not manage tactically well, but he's got the ability to.
He's a manager, but he's not a coach.
He's a manager. He's not a coach. And I think he did say himself as well. He's always said he just wants to get the team back, looking in a type of way, so that whoever's there to take over after him can actually go and actually have a proper go at it. And he's there to rebuild, bro. He's not there to play. Go for it, bro.
I'm gonna come to you in a second, Sean. We got Dexter. To all the new people that just come, thanks so much for coming, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're new and like the video, we're just talking about, we're venting. We are just genuine, just real, down to earth Man United fans who's just like Dexter. Shocking performance tonight. I was embarrassed. It's one of those things that we just need to figure out what's going on with the club. Sean, you wanted to say a point, my boy.
You know what? I can't even remember what I wanted to say at that particular time, but I feel like, the worst thing that we could do now is have a knee-jerk reaction, Ole out, and change the manager. For all those Ole outers, at the end of the day, I feel like that would be the worst thing we could do for the club. I feel like the foundation has been put in place over the last 2 seasons, and there's no doubt about it. There's been improvements, right? There's no doubt about it. Ole has also shown, we know he's learning the job. We know he's a rookie. We know his credentials are not really there to be on paper the Man United manager. But what he has got is the determination. He had that as a player. He had that, and he's shown that as a manager. The ruthlessness, which I think is very important to make key decisions, to get bad eggs out of the club and move the club in the right direction, closer to winning trophies. Make no mistake, the repercussions of what's happened this week with Pogba, there will be repercussions, and Ole's not sleeping on that. So I feel like the negatives, which are some of the naive tactics which he displays at certain times, naive set of decisions. But what I like about Ole is that he learns from his mistakes, right? And we won't see this again next season. If we get back in the Champions League again, Ole would do things differently. And I think he'll make the right decisions.
I just want to challenge you on this.
Go to the question.
Tutu Sue says, why should we should be Ole in and look at his ridiculous decisions? I don't see progress. And just to back this up, I want to look at both sides here, right? I hear what you're saying. We're here for the long haul, right? But Ole's been here for like, what, 2 years? Nearly coming up or whatever?
2 years. It'll be 2 years soon, yeah.
For me, right, in those 2 years, regardless of the players we have, and we've spent a lot of money in that defence ain't going anywhere. That defence is not going anywhere. It's going to stay, right? So if that defence is staying, as it is, we just bought Tellers, we got Ram Saka, we got Harry Maguire for 90 million. It's not going to go anywhere. One second.
It's not staying.
For me, he spent a lot of money. That's staying there. Okay, you might get one more new defender to take over from Lindelof or something, but that's the heart of the defence, right? With Luke Shaw and Tellers, they're the same, right? This is the same defence that makes so many mistakes. Tell me the progress we've seen under Ole to defend as a team, rather than because what I see, right? If you look at the Liverpools when they're playing Fabinho in defence, when he's not actually a defender like a centre back, the Liverpool defend as a team. They swarm like bees. As soon as the ball's there, if you see it, they swarm on the ball. Same as Liverpool, they swarm as a team. I've never seen Ole actually use his tactical nous and swarm and say, you know what, our defence are going through a bit of a tough time, even though they're flicking 90 million, 50 million, 30 million, all sorts, right? But it doesn't matter because we can swarm as a team. We can still defend. I've not seen that progress with Ole, and I'm hoping I do, that we can actually tactically defend. Because if we defend, then we can attack.
Dom, let me land on this one, please, if you don't mind, because this is why so many are Ole in, Ole out, and this is the only reason why you need to look deeper. Okay, you're gonna hear the names again: Ed Woodward and Matt Judge, right? Go do your research on Matt Judge, waste man, okay? But that's a separate thing, okay? Ed Woodward, this is my point. We last season have not played that same formation, as I said, as we did, that made Ole shut all the haters up last year. Why? Because, and it's simple, right? It's as simple as this, okay? If we're honest, and I was saying it from time, yeah? I'm not one of those people say I was saying so I was right. What I'm saying is what I identified has come to truth now, okay? The defense wasn't good enough, even with Maguire as a signing. We scraped and got through that defense because our front three were banging. We had one CDM, we had Pogba and a Bruno playing two either side, which meant we could attack on the left and we could attack on the right, okay? We're only attacking on one side. Now, he clearly, in the next summer, has gone, I need a left-footed centre-back. Even from time, my man has been saying to flipping Nathan Aki, we could do with one of those, and he's dead accent, right? Yeah. Okay. He needed a left centre-back. If you're rebuilding, every summer you're going to go, right, this player now, okay? It's not a case of Bissaka, Maguire, and we're ready to challenge. It's Bissaka, Maguire, just to steady the ship. And then you need to bring other players in. Ed Woodward has not backed him once. Meaning, as Sean was saying, he's had to play two defensive midfielders to protect them because he knows, and especially in this season, he cannot go a whole season playing those two centre-backs without protection.
Wait, Ed Woodward backed him, though, with Harry Maguire. You're joking?
No. This summer just gone. We didn't buy Maguire.
Right, yeah, we didn't. So
what I'm saying is, every summer is a chance to rebuild, correct?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Are we in agreement to that? Okay, cool. So if that's going to be the case, okay, I'm looking at this game thinking, okay, so where's it? I know CDM was kind of in and out, so I'm not going to say he definitely wanted one. He may have, but it may not have been a priority. Where's his right winger? Where's his centre back? His centre back was the most key. He's not only just identifying it as we're identifying it because we're watching the game, going, oh, we need a centre back now. He wanted Bruno Fernandes. He wanted him 18 months, 17 months and a bit before we got him. He knows who he wants. He's not getting backed. If that was Klopp, if that was Lampard, he's getting him on the day he wants him. Again, he wanted Sancho the day after we beat Leicester. I believe it was the 4th. He wanted him on that day. Didn't get him. For whatever reason, go for it. He's not being backed in a way. So therefore, he's having to change his formation and react.
Yeah.
At the moment,
I agree with that.
At the moment, Ollie is stuck between a rock and a hard place, as we like to say.
Correct.
And he is forced. It's not an excuse because we still want the results.
Yeah.
We still can see he needs results. But he's now not helping himself by continuing to play certain players. So now you've got a more of a valid reason, can we say, to go against Ollie, which makes sense on the Ollie outers. However, he's not being backed, brethren. And if he's not being backed, he's being forced to play with certain players who cannot play this game. If you're rebuilding, this team, even though we finished 3rd, is not ready to challenge. If you want to challenge, you need to rebuild the whole team.
I'm going to challenge.
So if you're rebuilding the whole team, you want consistency backing. And just to finish on some numbers and some figures and facts, right? Okay? When we were out of Champions League, the net spend was around 150 million. I don't think that was gross. I think it's around 150 million. Okay? When we got into Champions League, more than 55%, it was halved by more than 55%.
Yeah, we always go down.
And then you look at the type of signings we're getting. Ollie is not once being backed. So he's now being pressured into getting out. He's set up to fail, and people are expecting him to win. And when he loses, it's Ollie out this, and this. Now, don't get me wrong. He's also a rookie, as we've been saying, in terms of his credentials. So he's also going to get it wrong. So we have to accept he's going to get it wrong. Like it or not, you have to accept it. Yeah. Okay? But it's a hard one to swallow.
All right, man.
So Ollie has to be for the rebuild. And if he's not going to get backed, then he may as well walk.
Yeah.
So Neji,
I hear you. Go,
I
Sean.
agree with that. He's operating, Dom. The bottom line when it comes to Ollie, he's working with one leg and one arm tied behind his back. And he's doing the best he can to keep this ship moving in the right direction. And for me, with all the factors that are working against him, which Neji has gone through most of them, so I'm not really gonna repeat that in the transfer market. He's had to prioritize his signings, and obviously now he didn't even get the signings that he wanted, so he's making the best of what he's got, and that's basically the bottom line. So, and I think he's not doing a bad job because we're still moving forward in the right direction. We know the problems. He can't do anything right now. What can he do? He's playing his best 2 centre-backs. We know he had Axel lined up to come in as a 3rd choice centre-back, going all the way back to last season before his injury. He was ahead of Bailly. He was ahead of Rojo. He was ahead of Jones. Ollie said in pre-season, he played himself into 3rd choice. And I think he was grooming him to come in. Obviously, he was out for the whole season, and now that's set him back. That set the whole team back. That set the squad back because we're not Man City. We're not PSG. We haven't got an unlimited pot of money to just go out and buy all the players that we want. We buy in Wan-Bissaka. If this was Man City, Wan-Bissaka would have been sold and they already have a new right back in for the new season. We're not in that position. When we buy a player, we have to stick with them and we have to make it work. I think with the resources he's got and the limitations he's got, Ollie's doing well. And I believe that in the next market, I will guarantee it right now, a defender will be coming in.
Okay. You know what? I want to just, before we just thank you guys again for tuning in. We'll be back maybe tomorrow or the next day for the Man City preview.
Thursday.
How that's going to go. But we'll be back for the Man City preview. We're going to re-break that down again. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And just before we go, just want to touch on that. Obviously, PSG match has been postponed till tomorrow. Obviously, you've seen the news and reports that there was racist language directed from a 4th official.
An official,
Not even a player. It's now got to systemic racism has gone to the actual officials that we actually trust and we appoint to actually referee our matches. It's disgusting. We don't like it, and I'm hoping that whoever it is gets what's coming to them because that is awful. But yeah, we just want to leave that as it is now. we do not.
When are they going to stop abusing us?
Yeah, it's terrible.
When are they going to stop persecuting us?
Yeah, I'm glad that Raheem Sterling's come out and said it as well. But yeah, guys, we'll catch you on the next stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. Look, it's been a terrible night. We just got to press on now. Obviously, got to still keep supporting our team and getting behind the team because they are there. But something needs to change, and hopefully it will change. Thanks so much. Peace out, guys. A-Town, I'm Dominic. This is Sean and AG. Let's go.